Hey friends, I'm Bonnie, Log Cabin Stitcher. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my sewing room. You can follow me on Instagram at Bonnie, Log Cabin Stitcher. Merry Christmas, everybody. Today is December 21st. Christmas is coming and I'm so excited, and I'm crouching down so you can see this hat in its fullest glory. It is old. It is old, and we bring it out every Christmas. It's all fuzzy. My kids have worn it to parties, and I love elves, and there's hardly any cute elf stuff that I like that I want to buy. So this is just fun, and I want to spread joy, and I am freezing, which I know is crazy because in California it's just cloudy outside. So we are so acclimated to warm weather, and I don't even know what I was going to say. I don't even know what time it is outside. I don't even know what degrees it is outside, but inside I cannot get warm, it feels like. So I've got socks on, and I have my mom's mug with a hot cup of sleepy time tea inside, and I'm going to hold it because it's keeping me warm. Now, I have so much to share with you, and I just piled everything on my table and around my table so that I can share it with you. And if you've been watching me recently, especially my last video, I shared that I've been kind of unsettled lately and a lot's been going on in my life, and I feel very teary for different reasons. And I'll share that along the way, but I know how sweet it is when I have my stitching friends that I see their videos pop up, and it just makes me so happy. So that's what I want to bring to you. And it had been, I think, a month since a video that I had done in between the last one and the one before, just because my life has just been kind of unsettled lately. And I had so many people thanking me for getting out and stretching myself and doing that video because it brings them joy. And that's what I just want to bring, is joy. And remembering, usually I have this hair sticking here. Usually my saying is joy nevertheless. And so last Christmas and this Christmas, it's been Merry Christmas nevertheless. So that's what I want to share with you guys. And we'll see how I can get through this. I'm just going to share, and let me put this down because I can't do anything with that mug in my hands. So after I did that last video, I finished all my projects. So I had probably 1, 2, 3, 4, I had 5 finishes. Now I have 5 FFOs. And I have to get in a mood to do it because I was sharing with one of my stitching friends. I was showing her the pictures of what I had finished, and I said there is no way I could be a professional finisher because they take hours, some of them, to do, but the result has been so pleasurable. And I want to share with you tips and ticks tips and tricks that I have been learning, because I have been gaining so much information from those of you that share on how you finish items, because I never really did this before. And as I stumble through and do things that maybe I haven't seen anyone else share about, it's like, oh, that's how you do it. So that's what I'm going to share, especially this one. This one was a pain in the neck to do the very first one, but now it's super easy. And if you hang with me, I'm going to show you how to do it and show you the supplies, because it is easy once you do it right. I will show you the wrong way that I did it. And oh, it was so frustrating because I thought this is how I want to finish it, but I just couldn't figure it out because working through this, it's called Deerskin lace. It's really inexpensive. It was tough until I got the right tools. So this is my Country Rustic Primitives sleigh bells. I did it on 32 count. Yes, 32 count white Zweigart, and I did the coffee dye. So Christy Daisy K's Primitives has the best video on how to coffee dye. It is quite dark. I did 2 dunks, and I'll have its little twin that I'm going to show you, and it is a lighter one. But this is the sleigh bells. So I will show you how I finished that. I'm using all my scraps to do the finishes, and I do the stitching on the bottom. Whoa, that's pretty good. Without glasses, I can't even see where that is. But one thing that I'm learning is when I do the blind stitch or hem stitch, whatever it is that I'm doing on the bottom, it really does help to use it's usually sitting right there, but it's the magnifying light that I use to really get those stitches so I don't see that. So Country Rustic Primitives, and let's see who, I don't know the name of the gal that does the stuff, but see, I even looked last year, I think, for antique sleigh bells to buy, and they're hard to find and they're very expensive. So I saw this, and yes, you can do that, just sleigh bells on wire or thread. But I knew most of the time I'm doing my Stitch What You Got, where I'm using the things that I have to stitch what I want and getting creative. And as a beader, someone who makes jewelry, I have a lot of supplies that I want to use up. So stick with me to the end, and hopefully I can keep my brain together, because I have noticed that this month I have been incredibly tired and weighed down with different things, and I've been going to bed early, which is great, but also I get tired quick. Okay, I'm just going to throw that. Now, if you can see the quilt that's on this couch here, I did a very jilty, wiggly Christmas tour last year. This year, I'm going to do it tomorrow because I don't have the energy to do it today. I'm going to go around and take pictures and post them on Instagram. But for those of you that don't do Instagram, I'm going to show you some of the things close up right here that I can share, because I had fun this year with my decorating. And this is the new thing, so I'm using the mic, and I've had a couple people comment and say that yes, it does help a lot. It's a wired one, so it was inexpensive. So those of you who do videos, this one it's I don't know if it's Fine or FLFINE, but there's two of them, so you can even do like a podcast with somebody else. Maybe I'll have Riley do it with me. That's my dog. But inexpensive, but it's wired. So if this works well and helps my stitching family hear me better, I may invest in a Bluetooth one, but for right now, I'm going to use what I got. So another finish that I want to share with you is, all of these come with other things that I want to share with you, because it's just those tips and tricks that I had fun with this year, but you really have to be in the mood for it. So this is Good Cheer, but it's actually, the pattern is actually called Basket of Cheer by Notforgotten Farm. And I was going to switch out to all over dyes, and this I know is Country Redwood. I think Lori did this all in DMCs. So last video I didn't have the energy to do all the show notes, but I'm really going to put that effort in either today or tomorrow to do the show notes. But this is Good Cheer. Now, I had fun. I love to do the little vignettes like I see other people do. And I had been seeing these on Pinterest or different places that it's just red and white pipe cleaners, things that we used to do all the time with when we were kids. Anyway, I coffee dyed them. I made them one day and I had fun, and I've been using them. So I'm going to show you just how I did those. Those are super easy, something you can do with your grandkids. So I'm going to put that there so I remember to share that with you on how I did that, but it usually sits right by this. So this is Good Cheer. And again, my backing that I love, I chose this backing fabric before I even started stitching that. But this one, okay, so this one you can see, and it's because I was not in the mood to get up out of my bar stool where I was doing my finishing and sit down there and do the magnifying light. So it doesn't really matter, even though I can see that when it's sitting on the table. I'm not going to see it. I am not going to undo it and redo it, but I love that. Let's see, we're going to throw those things there. Now, this one, and I've been having trouble thinking this month. Just a lot going on. I'll share more about that at the end. But when I did this guy, I made a mistake, and I didn't want it this small. And again, see, you can see that stitching, and I was just in that mood where I'm just going to finish it, and I'm not going to take the time to get under the light and do the better stitching. But again, it doesn't really matter. But I didn't want it this small, but I usually like, on my bigger projects that I do into pillows, I usually like a smaller margin. This again was coffee dyed, but I started with a pre-coffee dyed linen before. Oh, that's what it was, all pre-coffee dyed. Was it? No, I'm looking at it here. I'm thinking, okay, it was coffee dyed linen, and then I coffee dyed it again. That's what it is. So this one, oh, I want to say Country Rustic Primitives or Primitive Stitchin'. I'll put that in the show notes, but it's a finish. And again, it's smaller than I had wanted it. It was a quick stitch, so I may stitch it again and do the bigger. I just wanted a little bit bigger pillow, but it's cute. And it's done. That's the big thing. Okay, now my other one that I had finished. So I finished, I keep thinking, which one should I show you first? I'll just show you this one. Okay, this one was a past finish. This is Folk Needlebook by Notforgotten Farm. And I loved it. I loved the tabs. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And if you have not seen this one before, this is where in the pattern she has it with eggs. It's supposed to open sideways, but because of the place that I started stitching, I had to do it this way. But when I saw Thankwool by Stone Street Stitchworks, it's a freebie, I thought, what a perfect companion needlebook. So I did it. But it took a lot of thinking, and I don't, I'm just not good at I'm good at show and tells because I can talk usually for a long time, but already I'm tired. That's so weird. But, and I'm taking my vitamins, but I can show you the inspiration on how I did this. But I've been working with my scraps, and this is that awesome Cosmic Platinum. And yes, I did decide to put it on the back because I thought, really, I can just look at this and very much enjoy it. But this is the primitive that I love, but it's Cosmic Platinum, Dames of the Needle, and it was 36 count. So I actually, as I've been cleaning, I will forever be cleaning the sewing room because I have so much stuff. But I found something wonderful, which was, so this is one of the first needle books that I made, and I've shared it before. And so when I go to make another one, I kind of just look at this and think, how did I do it? And then I just do it. But see, this one has the blanket stitch around the edge. This one does not, because I made a mistake when I cut it. But it actually worked out to be pretty good because I like it. It's good. But this magazine, which is forever old, I don't have my glasses on. Well, let's see if I can tell you. Oh, there it is. December 2001. 20-year-old magazine. But look at this. For those of you that have these old magazines sitting around, this is the pattern. So this is the one for this. And I made it, and it explained how to do it. Now, it's not rocket science, but when you're tired, anything is hard. So that as I was doing this, I was watching a video, and I cut it too small, but again, it worked out to be fine, and I just had to accommodate it, and I did it. But I have a box and a basket of scraps, but I love this. This is some fabric that I got from my mom or my sister. Both of these were just scraps, and then I have a large wool collection, but I love the details. So see how this has that, I think it's the herringbone stitch, anyway, the up and down, chevron, herringbone, whatever it is, but see, it matched this. And I just thought, as I had 2 or 3 different wools to decide on, I thought, oh, that's the one. So that's my baby. And that one is done. And then as I've really been seriously decluttering, and that's what's taken a lot of my time and energy too, because I've been going through a lot of mom's stuff. But I have been moving things around, and I found I just rearranged some stuff, and I had a basket that works perfect in my little cart that I've shared before. And instead of all my needle books being flat, it's going to help it stand up, so I'll actually get to see them better and fit more stuff in there. So that was a total win-win. All right, so that was a finish. My last finish, I showed my husband this, and he said, "Whoa, that is so cool." That's my favorite stitching box yet. So I've been on a kick this last year on needle books and stitching boxes. So for those of you who have not visited with me before, my stitching boxes that I am enjoying so much. And as I've been looking through Blackbird design books, they share a lot of how to make stitching boxes and how to paint them, how to use the brie wax. So there's a lot of information out there. This is starting to get itchy now. So let's see if I can take my little ears off, get that silliness off, and see. There we go. Don't have helmet head, but a flat head. Anyway, my stitching boxes. So this was the first one. I have a whole video talking about this, and lots of fun stuff in there. And I'm all about the details. This is what I'm really enjoying, is matching things and doing a needle minder out of something special. So that was one. Riley's back there, so hopefully he doesn't get nervous. This was my second one. And again, this was a whole nother video. Look for that thumbnail. I really try to do on the thumbnails what I'm talking about, because, oh, here's another one. I had a commenter asking about this, if I could share more about that. And I thought, I remember I shared all about it in a video, and then I was trying to look for it and I couldn't find it. So if you stay with me till the end, I'm going to pull that off the wall and share with you the close-up of it. And that will be worth your while if you really like that. Okay, so this was my second stitching box, which again, I have a whole video about. And again, using a very special memento for the needle minder. And actually, I was thinking, did I have the magnets and I have the information. There. Oh, I can't move too far back because I'm connected. Okay. Then my next stitching box, which actually I use this one the most often. You can see all these needles there. Again, it's so fun if you have the right magnets to use something special for a needle minder. So this is my thing. And yes, I use that unpicker a lot. Okay, it's clearing off. Let me get a drink and then I will show you my last stitching box. Now, it was from the Blackbird Designs little book called Deck the Halls. And before I show it to you, I want to tell you something about it. Where I had in my mind what I wanted to do. I had bought an oval stitching or an oval box at Hobby Lobby, and I thought, I think that's going to work. And I was taking a walk, and I thought, what color do I want to do it in? And I was thinking, oh, I want to do it in a yellow with the dark brie wax on top of it, because I have the Tudor Brown brie wax, just one. I'm not going to buy any more because that is dark and I love it. But I thought that would be perfect. But I have this thing, especially when I'm stressed. A lot of times I don't want to go out of the house to go for a walk. I know that has a name. But also I do go out when I need to, but I just would rather be home, especially when I'm feeling unsettled. Anyway, so I went out and went for my walk. And I thought, oh, I could just go to Hobby Lobby. It's not far. And I could get some paint. But I thought, I don't want to. What do I have? I had 5 colors. Oh, and I didn't pull the color out. But it was khaki tan was the color that I had. And I thought, I'm just going to use that and see how it turns out. Well, it turned out great. So here it is. Now, it turned out so cool. And my husband and I love old things. That's why we love each other. Turned out so cool because it wasn't dark enough. And so I just kept adding more brie wax until it got to the color that I wanted. So that's the great thing about when I was a professional crafter. I was a woodworker and I had tons and tons of different paint colors. I got rid of those because they don't last forever. And I don't want tons of paint colors, but I know I can blend colors. So I did go to Hobby Lobby and get a couple more colors, but I also know I can blend and use, and I'm very, very happy. So this is the small, the bottom gets a little messy because you're holding on to it, and so did the top, but it didn't matter. This was from Hobby Lobby, and I don't have the information on it, but you know what? I already planned. I'm going to do a Valentine's Day one. So I'm going to buy another box, and then I'll share the code on there, but it was only $3.49. So this is how it turned out. So this is first day of Christmas, and it's done with mostly the called for, but I was just not happy with how the white was not showing up, but it would show a little bit of the pulls from the corner of the cross stitch. So I thought, it's gone. I ended up doing this in the same color, amber. And the only thing I did different was this was supposed to be caper, but I used olive, which is the lighter one, so it shows up. But it fit perfectly. And this is my finish, and it's bare, but I love things dark. And so the bear that I had from, I think it's Lady Dot Creates, was not dark enough. So I just had this day where I just coffee dyed everything. And I coffee dyed the bear to make it darker. But it is so cool. But it took hours. And again, I was watching videos while I did this. And I even left the brie wax on there. I could have wiped it all off if I wanted to. And it is not worth taking those things off because they are made very cheaply, and getting it back on would probably not work. But I was so happy with this. But once I got it going, I thought, I want to do this just right, no matter how long it takes. Well, it took forever because, and for those of you that have seen me before, know I'm a collector. And I did a quilting video, I think it's quilting 7 or 8, where I have a burgundy top on, and I show a different corner of my room, and I talk about all the things that are on my dresser, and one of those things kept falling off all the time, and I thought, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to find the perfect use for it, and I did. But it took a lot of work. It's this heart rock that amazingly enough, the magnets that I use, I had to figure out how to get 3 of them on the back there, hold it enough so I can do this. I can flick it shut and it's still there. But that took a long time, so I'll share that with you. But the other thing is, I have a lot of wool, and I like to choose just the right color. And as I'm hand quilting, I will share more about my Valdani collection, but today is not that day because I knew I would have way too much to share. But I do love the Valdani Pearl Cotton size 12. That is my favorite one, both for wool applique and hand quilting. So that's my thing, and that's the good thing is actually it doesn't matter because it does fit in there even, oh yeah, see, even with the top on, it fits in there. Now, I was messing around with these magnets, and they're in this box somewhere. So they were magnets that I got. They're like the ones on the back of the Zappy Dots needle minders that are very, very strong, and they're very thin, and they're circles. Well, I figured out, took a while, how to play around with that E6000, I think it's called, and I got 3 of them back here, but they kept moving around. They would flip on top of each other, and that E6000 would get all over, and that's chemicals that I didn't want on my hands. And next time I have colorist gloves, so that would be much better to use. That's what I use when I do this. So special gloves that hairstylists would use so the chemicals don't get on their hands. But it worked, and I had to hold it for a long, long time because those magnets wanted to pull on each other. Well, after I had it done and I was watching a video just holding it, I realized that magnet was sticking out and it was showing. And so I played with my different chenilles that I have, and I thought, it's not the look that I want. It didn't look primitive. And so I had made a mistake when I was gluing this wool down. It was a pain trying to figure out the size, how to cut that size in there as an oval, because I couldn't measure it because each box is just a little bit different. Anyway, I had one piece of wool that had the glue on it, but it wasn't reaching the end. So I pulled it out and I thought, oh, what a waste for that wool. But after I had gotten both of these on, glued appropriately, I thought, oh, that would be the best thing. So I just trimmed a little bit around it and made my own trim. And you can see I just used 1 or 2 pieces to get around where you cannot see those magnets. So there we go. That's the long story. Everything I do is a long story, but I am having so much fun as I'm decluttering and finding a good use and a good place for these special collections that I have had. Heart Rocks, cheap to get. I think I got this when I was taking a walk with my friend, and I saw it on the ground, and it's been sitting all over the place, but now it has the perfect home. So there we go. I'm so happy to share this with you. And then I was thinking, oh, what else could I do? Because that book, oh, that's the last FFO. So I can share with you now a plan that I have, because I don't have very many Valentine decorations, and Valentine quickly comes right after Christmas. So I was thinking, oh, what can I stitch? And I'm working on the Stitch What You Got. That's my thing. I hope to start a movement, because I know my friend Allison Jones is enjoying that too. And other people, my friend Shanda, Stitch What You Got, which is just something that I came up with for a lot of reasons. And I share that on past videos. But it really is helpful. Instead of trying to buy something new, I'm trying to think, what do I have that I can make and do things? And it really is getting that creativity going, because I've shared before, I'm a thinker. Okay, so I'm going to put this baby down. And so I will, and I have been really good at not buying extra boxes, even though I might use them. I'm trying to really pare down on the supplies that I'm gathering. In some ways. And in other ways, floss, the overdyed floss, is going to get harder to get, I think, and more expensive is my guess. And so I did get myself for Christmas some more floss. But here is my Maydahui is where from Stitched the book. This is where I did this, and I've shared, I made it wider, but I wanted it a little bit wider than this. So my next one's going to be a little bit wider, but it's great when you have multiple projects from one book, is that's what I'm finding. So Deck the Halls. So I have made 2, and I want to make several more, but I think this one, I'm going to give a skip. Not sure. Maybe I'll look around and see, but I was thinking, I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Okay, so that one that I just showed you was this one. And then I was looking through this and I thought, because it's that perfect oval shape, I'm doing it uncalled for. Oh, and just to show you, I was gathering the things I wanted to share with you. This was my first finish. So this is Christmas Cactus. It's sitting up in my kitchen. And this was an oval wood frame that I had shared about, where I got it on Etsy from, where was it? Was it from, no, they're Ukraine. So it took a while, but it's a beautiful wood frame. So that one, and I know that's the oval size when you do it with 36. Quite a pile there. So look at this gun. I figured it out. This, and I have the called for. So this is opal, and I have it 36 because that's my favorite. And it has, look at that, it has a little heart. So that is going to be my Valentine sewing box. And I may sneak another heart or 2 in there along the way, just to make it more Valentine-y. But I thought, oh, there we go. Stitch What You Got. I had already collected that. So this is opal. And again, 1, 2, 3 stitch. I do like to get just their small sizes of linen. They're about 650. So I can just check it out to see what it looks like. But I like the modeling, but it is quite pink, but it's not a bright pink. Now, I want to share with you, because as I was at Hobby Lobby, so for those of you who don't know all my craziness, I'm an introvert, and so when I'm unsettled, I just want to be home. I just want to be home, and I want to be quiet, and I like to be in my home. So this month has not been a month that I have wanted to go out much, especially now with the stores being so crowded. But I was at Hobby Lobby getting some things that I needed because I have a couple gifts that I'm going to make with these boxes. I'm having so much fun. And I thought, oh, I want to get a pink. And there was a lot of ladies, when people are on the phone, when you're shopping, I find that hard because noise is my thing. So these ladies were talking 2 different conversations about stressful things. And I thought, oh my gosh, I just want to get out of here. So I was like, I'm not even going to get anything. I thought, no, I want to get that pink so I don't have to come back. So I have, whoa, I've got a lot of stuff here. Okay. I had found, so I worked and the other thing is I'm going to do a base color. But then with that dark brie wax, the Tudor Brown brie wax, it's going to get darker. But as much as it's a stain wax. So you can rub it off right away if you see it's getting too dark, or you can add more and you can sand it down too. There's a lot of things that you can do with it. So I thought, well, this would be a good color. And then with the brie wax, that's what I was thinking that would work out well. What is this color, you ask? Let me put my glasses on and see what this one is. So, craft paint, acrylic, rosy mauve. So this is the color I got, but rosy mauve, we'll see how that turns out. But I have to go and get another one of those boxes. So we'll put this away. So we've got all that out. Okay. So that one is done. Now, since I was telling you about the boxes, oh goodness, let's throw this stuff over there. Okay, since I was telling you about the boxes and Christmas gifts, here's a Christmas gift I'm going to make for a friend. And she, as much as I like darks, she loves brights, and her favorite color is hot pink. So I was trying to think, what can I make for her that, because she's not a stitcher, what can I make for her that would be really fun, that she just loves gifts. So this is, I have one of these already that I have for a finish, but I thought this would be perfect. So this is the company, and so this is the bigger one. It's $4.99 and it opens, I think it's 5 inches. I can test that right here with my quilt thing. It's 5 inches. So when you put wool at the bottom, which I have tons of, if you put wool at the bottom, it just makes it so soft to place things in there, and it's great. So if you think of someone that needs a gift, I'm even thinking about making one for my older son, because he's more of a minimalist. I am learning from him. But I thought, oh, this is great for change or for rings. He takes his wedding ring off all the time, and his wife does not like that. So I thought, oh, maybe he would like one of these, but I could do it in guy kind of colors. I'm not cross stitching on it, but he knows I love wood and I was a woodworker. But this, oh, look at this. Hot pink. Which one is this? Fuchsia. Whoa. Fuchsia. So I thought, why would I buy a bottle of paint just for one box? I thought, well, I will make her some more things too, because that is not my color, but gosh, who knows what that would look like with the brie wax on top. So Riley's now standing up because he's getting nervous. Now, what else can I share with you? Okay, so we're getting through some stuff. Now, I had shared about a freebie that I wanted to do, and it's from Drawn Thread, and up at our cabin, we had the first snow, and it was on Bonnie's tree. And I had been wanting to do this since I saw my friend Frenzy Stitcher stitching this. So it's First Snow, and I do have a color copy. Amazing. First Snow, and it was so cute when I saw her doing that. So I wanted to do that. I think I did it the day after that first snow, because I have been seriously decluttering, and now it is getting addictive and it's more of a lifestyle. So I haven't been stitching as much lately, but I did get a start on it, and it is it was so fun to be stitching that. And I love using overdyed. So this is dark chocolate, one of my favorite colors, one of my favorite things. This is dark chocolate by Gentle Arts, and this is dirty, a 32 count Belfast. So it's 2/2. And then I think I'm just going to use a solid white, just the DMC white for the snow, because I really want it to pop. But the dark chocolate, see, I didn't even take time to put it on my one of my little floss rings. Having fun doing that. And I worked through that tree. I was tired one night and I wanted to go to bed, and I thought, nope, just finish that tree. So I did, and we'll get that in there. And so that is one of my whips. I have not been stitching as much because it's only been a week since I did a video, and I did all those FFOing. Now, the other thing that I got some work done on is this Mary One. Now, I had bought this called for, which is cinnamon toast. And even though who knows what the original really looks like, but in this color, I thought, well, I want it more like this. My cinnamon toast was pink, and my Santa is not going to wear pink, because I'm going to show you the things from my front room in a minute. I like the dark reds. So pink wasn't going to work. So, and this is going really fast. So I just switched out some colors, and I'm using what I've got. So this is my start. Now this is on Fresco. Fresco by Picture This Plus, and it's a 36 count. This, we'll see what it is. I think it's, oh, do I have, yep, I do have my colors. So that is pine needles. So CC, Classic Colorwork pine needles. And then I used bricks. So used bricks. It was hard. I get caught up in wanting to find the perfect colors. And a lot of, since I have things kitted up, a lot of my colors are in other places. So I really wanted to do that style where it was the lighter Santa suit, but I wanted some color on there. I was going to do Tennessee red clay, but still I thought it's not going to go with the rest of my stuff. So I think this will be a good mix. And then you can see I've already got my other colors chosen too. We'll see if I use those, but that's used bricks. So we'll see when I go to do it how that looks. But I've chose red currant because my Chris Kringle, what's that? German chocolate. Oh, German chocolate. Maybe that was my problem. Okay, I'll have to see if I have German chocolate, because those are very, very dark and I love it. But I was thinking it was Chris's Bonbon. So I'll have to look and see if I have German chocolate, but otherwise I chose red currant, which is pretty dark. And these are all, not all of them, are Classic Colorworks. So anyway, there we go. We'll share as we go along. I'm getting tired. Oh, let's get this stuff out of the way. I have so much to share with you, and I'm so excited. Oh, I forgot. I had one more FFO to do. And I am going to take this thing off because, oh, I can just take it out of here and I can show you. Okay, so I have all of the threadwork. I usually talk like that a lot, but I realized in the mic that that's not going to work. I have the same frame that I use, and I have all of these threadwork primitives. They're the Beggars series. And when I did this last video, I called it Beggars Night. That was the first one I got. This, of course, is Beggars Christmas. So Beggar is all done. Oop. And I need to pull that corner a little bit more. And there's a little fluff there. But I had to pull it taut because there's a line of stitching around the edge that I wanted to show. So that guy is finished. And I've had questions on how did I get my stitching boxes, which I can't. I'm tethered. That's the other thing about being tethered. I'm usually all over the place. My stitching boxes that don't have a trim around the edge, I work really hard to get that flat, and it takes a lot of time. Where sometimes, like can I reach that? Yes, I can reach it. There we go. When I do this edge, see how flat it is? But see, you can still see that flip under. You do it as if it's a present. That still shows, but only when I show it to you guys. Otherwise, it doesn't really show. I'm looking at it more. Usually I don't even look at it. So other times I have put, because I have another stitching box that's all put away right now, but you can put chenille around the edge, but I really liked that this framed that right there. So how do I get this done? Oh, darn it. That's the thing about this. I went to Hobby Lobby that night and I got chipboard too. You can buy hard cardboard because I have simply been using, I'm a quilter, and so when you buy pre-cuts, especially the layer cakes, you get a 10-inch square of very stiff cardboard. That's the perfect, you don't want cardboard that's really thick. You want it thin and stiff so you can get a nice tight small thing, especially that fits in a picture frame. So it can get narrow, and this is how I do the lacing on the back. So this was the zigzag that I had just when I was doing my stitching. So I go up and down first, then side to side. But Vana, the twisted stitcher, and my edges are not perfect, but you know, I'm going to keep working at them. But I really don't know if you can get it perfect because they're just kind of awkward. But now so far I have Beggar's Night. So the October one, I have Beggar's Valentine. That's my Valentine. I have 2 Valentine stitches, I think. And now I have this one, and so I kitted up Beggar's Luck. That's the one for St. Patrick's Day, and I kitted up Beggar's Fourth. So those are going to get worked on now. Okay, so what to do next? Okay, next, take a drink. Take a drink. Take a drink, guys. Water is brain. This is actually decaf tea, but not decaf, caffeine free. Never had caffeine in there. Decaf has the caffeine taken out, which is, you get chemicals that way. So caffeine free herbal tea. Okay, now let's get this stuff off. Okay, so some fun things. So remember I showed you the candy canes. This is a finish that I have shared before. I was doing Stitch What You Got. This was ribbon I had from my beading days, which it doesn't really show through the front. I wish I had done it a little bit bigger. But these are silks, and then I added 2 more of the bigger pipe cleaners. So I'll show you how I did those in a minute. Not rocket science, but this is what I had finished. I think I finished it last Christmas, but I just fully finished it this summer because I really was nervous about making a pouch. And now that I did one, if you haven't seen that video, I use the directions on Blackbird Designs. They really show well in their books how to finish things. So I used that concept of the finish to do this one. But this is La Di Da Emmanuel. And this was done on 30, I think it was the called for, but 36. 36. Okay, but if I go into all the details, again, look for that thumbnail. I'm just going to set this down somewhere because I don't want to have to redo it. Okay, let's see if I can set this down back here. There's tons of stuff. All right, so this is where I'm going to show you finishes and how I did those. So those are the colors. Those are my Christmas colors, dark, rich red. Now, where's Sleigh? Oh, darn it. Sleigh bells. Sleigh bells. So I'm still, stay with me if you want me to show you how I did this. Or maybe you're like, why would I need to be shown? Because I could figure that out. Well, I should have been at your house. Okay, so this is something that I bought because I don't have a wood dough bowl yet. This was just something I got last year at Hobby Lobby, and it was waiting for sleigh bells. Little did I know the size. And they actually had bigger ones, but this fits perfectly where it is. And maybe if you do Instagram tomorrow, you may see those pictures. So if you can see, oh, look at the mushrooms. Okay, how can I show you this without dumping it? Because I don't want to dump it. So you can see the color. So the sleigh bells is darker. So this is one of my bowls, but it's lower. It's lower in a cabinet so I can look down and see it. But you'll see. Oh, and I got, I'm trying not to buy lots of Christmas decorations, but this year I had set myself a budget of $100 to spend on Christmas decor because I have a lot. But I wanted things to accentuate what I had. And I just went over that a little bit because there was a sale. But these were at Hobby Lobby, I think. I don't get out much, but I love Hobby Lobby. These were at Hobby Lobby, but see, they are super cool. And it was a big thing that I just pulled apart, and you're going to see I have a lot of those. And then there are pine cones, actually, pine cones that I collected from the neighborhood and up in the mountains, cinnamon sticks from a gazillion years ago, and a very, very, very old garland that was in pizzas. Now, pizzas? Oh, pizza, that sounds good. Okay, so these are so cool. Now, Joann's, and I'm sorry for those of you that are not in the United States. I hope you have other fun places like this to go. But this, I've always loved fairy kind of things from when I was little. And these mushrooms were on a garland. Well, it wasn't working, and I just took them off the garland, and it was like a half price thing. So it was regularly like $40, and I got this garland half price. So it was 20, and there was several things on there. But there was like 7 or 8 mushrooms per thing. So I thought, well, and they're not styrofoam. There's some kind of, I'm sure, cancer-causing chemical that we're breathing in. Poly something. Anyway, they are just so cool though. So there we go. That's my little thing, and that's my Noel. So that was Country Rustic Primitives as well. Yikes. Okay, I'll be back. All right. Now, as a collector, even though I'm trying to hone down the stuff that I keep and keep it the very special things that I keep, then I can nest things. So I'm a collector of enamelware. I don't have a ton of it, but this one, my friend was moving to Iowa, and I went to say goodbye to her, and she had some stuff outside the moving truck that was on the curb, and she's like, I can't take this with me, so do you want this? I was like, yes, yes, yes. She and I are gardeners, and so she had some plants in here or something. But anyway, beautiful old enamelware. But look at this. So this is another bowl. So this is I think it was Christmas Joy Stocking by Shelly On, AUEN, on Etsy, Primitive Stitchin'. And that's my bell. I'm going to show you. Those are those are not the sleigh bells, but I did get those at Joann's. See, I go to Joann's a lot. This is, okay, so this is super fun in the sense that I had this. I've always had a primitive, not always, I was cutesy too for a while, decades ago. But I had a resale license when I was doing wholesale work, or I could purchase wholesale because I was selling product. Anyway, there was a place, and I got like 6 of these big garlands, and I used to have a garland around the outside of my door with lights through it. I had garlands everywhere, but they last forever, and this one was so cool. Well, I had a different one that I wanted to put on a piece of antique furniture, and I didn't want it to get scratched, and I had one that wasn't going to scratch it. So I thought, cool, I can cut this apart, and I'll show you what I did with it. So this is just a piece of the garland that I've cut apart. The other fun thing is these are real pomegranate, and I have an ornamental pomegranate. And actually I remember, and I bought it because I wanted to do this kind of thing with it. I've had it for years, and it's finally doing its thing. See, these are, I don't want to move it too much. There, the color, that's my favorite color of red. Those I've had for years. So when I'm purchasing things now, I'm really trying to think, is this something that is worth the investment of money and space? And then time, I'm learning everything is an investment of time that you spend money on, because you had to work to earn that money. So I'm thinking way different, guys. It's getting kind of scary, but my husband's so excited. So anyway, this is another sweet bowl. And if I dump those, it's going to be sad. Okay, so here's its matching bowl. This sits on a chair next to it. And I was going to do these where each one was going to have some smalls in there. Well, they're quite full on their own. I collect these. I've had these forever. So I just thought this was so cute. And again, I think I bought 2 of those picks, and I just pulled them apart. This is a large pomegranate from my neighbor's garden, and even one of those big sleigh bells. So I just had fun This is, because it has the sticks in there, this is still that garland. So this just sits on a chair, but I was trying to put the good cheer, that basket of cheer, I was trying to put that in one of these, and it was so big, I just leaned it somewhere else. But I had fun, and I don't like the act of decorating generally. Those I actually had fun with. So when I have something that I like, I am going to take, actually it's going to be great that I do the Instagram, because then I can refer to that next year when I go to decorate. And then I am going to try to get a big trash bag, pull that stuff out of that enamel bowl and put it in carefully in that bag. So really everything, all the components that it takes for that is in that one bag. I failed to do that last year, and so it was a little bit more challenging. So I actually watched my Christmas tour from last year, and it was like, oh, that's where I put that thing, because I'm really trying to hone down, because I had a lifetime of being in the Christmas decorating. Christmas was the big one. Christmas decorating, not lifestyle, manufacturing. And so Christmas decorations have always been my favorite, and I have a lot of stuff. And some of my favorite things are the very, very old things. Well, this is a basket I got at a thrift store this summer for $3. Again, some of those mushrooms, the tins, and I've just been having so much fun. This one is that a different garland. It doesn't have the twigs on there. So that, I had done all of these before I really figured out where I was going to put them. And after I had them all done, my husband was watching me. He was kind of laughing. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to put these things. They were all just laid out in front of the fireplace. I was wondering where my phone was. There it is down there. It was all laid out in front of my fireplace. And I'm like, where am I going to put these things? So I figured it out, but that one sits on my kitchen table right now. So that's my show and tell. Oh, there's so much to do. Okay, I'm just going to keep mowing through some stuff, even though the last video took 8 hours to upload. So I'm going to wait to share. I chose my word for next year, and I'm going to share about that on the next video, which will be more probably after Christmas and New Year's. So I'm going to share about that next. What else can I share about? Oh, okay, I'm just going to show you real quick. I was talking with my sister this morning, asking her, because Christine on Mountain Crafts Studio, she's a newer floss tuber, and oh my goodness, she has an amazing 1800s log cabin that I was drooling when I was watching it. Hopefully I wasn't stitching at the same time. She has a challenge on the world's oldest whip. She thought she had one. I may have one older. I don't know. I was checking with my sister to see how old were we when we did this. I shared this on my first FlossTube. See, proof, this was my mom. She wrote Bonnie. Look at those stitches. And it's still got the needle in there. And look at their mushrooms. So I'm going to trace that and use those on some other things. But look at the stitches. That's like an inch. So I was asking my sister, because we learned to stitch young. And I thought, I hope I wasn't too old when I did that. And look at these colors. And it's lovely, old and primitive too. Look at those. But it was so funny. I was looking at one of the flowers. And look at how I did that stitch. I was lazy. How could I not have enjoyed the joy of it? So I was asking Ginger, my sister, how old do you think we were when we were doing this? She's 2 years older. And she said some of her first, oh, look at how it's all antiqued at the bottom. Some of her first stitching she has when she was 5. So that means I would have been 3. And I thought I was not 3 when I did that. So my guess, I was anywhere between 6 and 8. I'm 58 now. So that could be a 50-year-old whip. So that could be. So as my sister and I have been going through the stuff that we got from Mom, it's neat finding treasures. And I was going to share more treasures, but it's already getting long. So I'm going to kind of wrap it up, because I still want to share with you about that thing. Okay. I have been decluttering and going through a lot of the psychology of decluttering, because I'm always like getting in my mind and why do I think what I think and how can I do this in a better way. And it has been very emotionally exhausting, because I went through my mom's hand stitching supplies this week, and her quilt patterns and stuff. And it was just a heartache because I know she wanted to do a lot more projects than she got done before she got ill. So it was hard, but I'm working. I want to say I'm mowing through it, but no, I'm trying to be gentle with myself because it has been hard. But I'm really seeing the benefits now, and helping me with that decluttering. 3 people that I follow: Clutter Clarity, Gabe Bolt. So Gabebult is a funny young guy, and then Ronald Banks. He's a more serious guy, but he has a great one on decluttering sentimental items that I've watched several times. But the other thing that I've been doing is I'm fascinated with the tiny house living. So I've been watching a lot of videos, tiny house tours, and it's really giving me that concept of less is more. And once you work through the pain of getting rid of stuff, there's freedom that comes in that, and I am seeing that. So when I was at Hobby Lobby, and the other thought is I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff that I'm going to get rid of later. That's a waste of money and then a waste of space. So when I was at Hobby Lobby, I saw this, and I thought, oh, see, it was the colors, the wood and the red. And I thought, oh, I'm going to get it. It was half price, so it was only $4. But still, that thought is, even though it's $4, is this something that I'm going to be giving to the thrift store or to a neighbor with Christmas cookies on? And I had to think about it, and I put it away, and I thought, no, I want it. But I've been using it as a plate, but it also has reminded me, I told my husband, it's the year of learning about tiny house living. So it's a fun memory. So some things to share with you. Okay, now tips and tricks on some of the these. So I was going to share more about these. I'm going to share that on the next video because it's too long, and I already told you 2 things that I want to talk about. So when I'm doing my finishing, I am finding out how helpful it is with this E6000 to have the small tube so it doesn't dry out, but also to have toothpicks so you can clean it up without getting it all over your fingers, and you can get in and get that chemical out and then throw it away. Also do it with ventilation. That's it. Oh, good. Here they are. Okay, so these are those amazing magnets. So they are super, super strong, and they are small. It's like you can hardly get them apart. There we go. Super, super thin and strong and amazing. So this is, and it was on Amazon, but I had to reorder it because it got canceled because it was probably stuck on a container ship. I don't want to buy everything made in China, but some things I'm just doing. Most things I'm trying to buy on Etsy or homemade or something. Anyway, I'll share the link of that. Okay. Oh, the pipe cleaner thing. Okay. So 2 things. It's going to be a longer video. Hopefully it uploads, and hopefully this is recording. Okay. Cheap pipe cleaners. You get them $1 a package. So $2, and I have these pipe cleaners. So I think I left the tools in here. So I wanted to make them thicker. So you can see they're a little bit thicker. And I figured, okay, I can do it thicker. So I tried 2 at a time, and I thought, is that going to work? Yep, it works just fine. But you just have to watch what you're doing instead of watching a video while you're doing that. And where is my tool that I used, my wire cutter? I have all my tools, not all my tools. I have a lot of tools from when I was a woodworker, and I have electrician wire cutters, which I had those forever, and they were amazing and very, very sharp. So I've got those somewhere. Maybe I put them away. I've been trying to do that more. So what I did was I just got the 4, and I made them, and then I coffee dyed them later. I got the 4, and I just started twisting. And you need to kind of watch what you're doing as you twist so it stays. I can tell the ones that I was watching a video opposed to the ones that I was doing. So you just hold them together, and you keep these 2 separated because otherwise they want to intertwine, and you just twist. But see how I'm just keeping them separated? And so they want to stay together, and that's all you do. You do them as tight as you want or as loose as you want. So I'm just going to keep twisting this one since I've already started. And then keeping them separated like this. That's how you just keep the 2 separated. Now you can make them thinner. You can make them thicker. It's just what your preference is. Like if I did a whole bunch for a mini tree, I would want to do it with just one. So we'll just keep working on that then. Okay, so I'm trying to finish this up fast, so we'll see if they still stay together. Now, you just use the wire cutters to clip them apart. When I did the big one for that Emmanuel, see, and it doesn't matter if it's twisted because it's wire. And I can loosen it up. I just got a little in a hurry at the end. When I did the small ones, I cut them in half. So it's that size. When I did the big one, it was just one full one. So then, because you can clip the ends off, but I just twisted to get the kind of shape I want. And since I'm into primitive, it does not have to be perfect. So see, that one's just a little bit bigger, but I could make it smaller. And then I just got the other side. And if I had my wire cutters, I would trim that off. But let's pretend I have it trimmed off. And this is all I did. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. And you're done. Okay, so I can trim that off. And then I just clipped it right there. You can always play with it afterwards to get it that right shape. Then I just clipped it there. And then I'm going to throw those over there now. I don't like using plastic when I cook, and I don't like using metal if I can avoid it. So I love these Pyrex. Look at it. It's could be cleaned a little better. But I have this coffee dye. So daisy case primitives and a lot of the things that you buy that get primatized, I'm going to slow down. They give you a recipe on what to do. But it says like 2 cups of instant coffee. So it does not mean 2 cups of granules. So I do like, I think 1 cup of coffee would be like 1 spoonful of the granules. So I do like 2 spoonfuls of granules. But you can make it as thick or as thin as you want, or dark or light as you want. And anyway, that's what it is. I keep this in the fridge for a while. And then I pour it in here. And that's usually the perfect size for my little pillows that I put in that I want to do. But all I did, because they were cut, is I put them in there, and see, even the one that was not cut, I actually have bigger sizes of this too. But having the flat bottom, you can use metal, you can use whatever you want. Having the flat bottom really helped, because I let those in there because I wanted them to get grungy. I left those in there for a while, and then they were soaking. So when I pulled it out, I just kind of squeezed a little bit off. So it wasn't going to take forever to dry. But if I had squeezed it all the way out, it wouldn't have those dark spots. So I did the cooking as it's called for in the directions, but it took a while longer. So I stayed in the kitchen and did that until they were ready and dry. Okay, so that's that. Now, wow, I've got so much to share with you. I can't get through all this because I'm tired right now. Okay. How can I do the sleigh bells? I'm going to have to do another video because it's been an hour and I'm just totally exhausted. I will share with you more. I will just do another video soon. Hopefully this afternoon. I will share with you more on how exactly I made these sleigh bells, and also about this and pattern giveaway for that one. So check me with the next FlossTube. This is FlossTube number 42. That will be 43. 42, 43. Yeah. See how tired I am? I gotta stop these videos. So but I got through that amount, and that's a good thing. All right. Now, I've got so many things to share. So we will just do another video. And I'll post it right away, because sometimes I'll hold it back and then post it. So that helps when I don't post a video for a while. But I want to thank you guys for all your kind responses, especially when I was really sharing my heart on different things that I've gone through, and how unsettled, that's just the word I keep using. I feel unsettled, I feel fragile. And yet I really want to reach out to this beautiful community. It is so kind and so generous and so loving and supportive. I can't stay away. So I'm very grateful for that. And especially when I get teary, and this has been a teary month for me, a lot of stuff going on. But so now I want to share with you what I call the good stuff on my faith and my Jesus hand in hand as I've been working through these things. So I was going to share, it's all based on my word for the year. So let's see who I got that text from. It's work. Let me tell them real quick. For Thursday. Okay. Wait, what is Thursday? That's not Christmas Eve. Okay, we're good. That's how I get my work, and I have to decide at the spur of the moment if I can take it or not. Now, my word for the year that I will share more on my next video, because of course I have a story about it, and I'm going to make something about it. It's going to be abide. I was really thinking, I've had a word for the year, or this one was a phrase for the year, and I'm going to share more about that on the next video. Anyway, I was praying about it, and I was just thinking about things that I'm going through and things that I think I'll be going through next year, and what will be that special word that I can just keep as a thought, like a banner, like don't give up. And it was abide. And I was thinking of these verses. I have a lot of Bible memory from when I was a little kid and on up. And so I was thinking of these verses, and I just look up, where is... actually, I looked up because I really want to do a word study this year on abide and all the times that Jesus tells us to abide. Those were the words of Jesus with the one I want to share with you. But also where it talks about abiding. And abiding is just to rest in, like fully rest in. Like right now I want to abide in my sewing room. But abiding is more than just like hanging out. It's a deeper, richer word that I really want to be a part of. And so I was reading the whole chapter of John 15. I thought, I want to share the whole chapter. I thought, no, we'll just take it in nuggets. And I have had questions about what study Bible I have, and this is one that I love, the Nelson Study Bible, and it's the New King James Version. This is the one that we use at Calvary Chapel, and I go to Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills, and this is the one that we use. So where is John? Okay, so these were the verses that I thought of, but the whole chapter is amazing, and the whole study part just makes it so much richer. But these were the verses. So this was... I got to go back up. Okay, so 4, 5, and 6. I'm just going to do that with you, and then we'll do the rest later. But this is Jesus talking, and he says, abide in me and I in you. Okay, so that's, how do we have Jesus abide in us? When we ask him in our heart to be our Savior, that's what it means. Pastor Jack talks about, don't talk Christianese. People don't know what you're talking about. And that's what it means, is to ask Jesus in your heart. It just means to ask him into your life. And he is in me, the hope of salvation. That's my only hope. Okay, so abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine. Neither can you unless you abide in me. And I want to keep producing fruit in my life. I have so much that I need to do and accomplish, and it's stretching me. Yet I know God has called me to do it, so I have to abide in him. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. So that's what I'm going to stop at. And those are the verses that I was thinking of, and those are the verses that I was thinking of, that I knew I wanted my verse for 2022. Gosh, that's so funny. 2022. To be that word of abide, because there's a lot of stuff that we're going through. And because those of you who stay to the end understand this part of me, but I had been in a car accident. I was rear-ended. I shared that. Minor injury, but it's intruding in my life as I'm going through treatment and not doing things that I would want to do. And I just have to be patient. I'm waiting for my car so that I can go up to the cabin in my snow, and it's taking forever. And I just need to be calm, and I need to be very grateful. Here's a reality check. I was sharing that I had to learn I had to be grateful in everything, not for everything, in everything, and letting God work in my life. I was sharing that. I had to come to the point of being grateful for that accident. Thank you, Lord, for that accident, because I knew that God's restraining hand was there, so I didn't get hit so hard. And a reality check my husband had this week, that a man that he works with who was on the job and got a call, and they heard him freaking out. He got a call that his wife was in an accident and that she had passed away. And then also, and that's where he texted me and he said, I'm so grateful you were in that small accident. And then twice on the way home from work this week, he's had a long drive. He's passed 2 fatality accidents. California freeways are incredibly dangerous right now. Lawlessness is lawlessness is abounding, and that's one of the reasons we are preparing to move. But that was just that thought of gratitude, and I am in Christ, and I need to be ready any moment to take my last breath. So we all do. But I'm watching somebody driving by, probably deliveries. Anyway, I don't know where I was on that thought, except being grateful and really putting everything to prayer. Oh, on why I'm unsettled. And so the car accident, and just the little that I have to do. And then going through all of Mom's stuff and her things that she had planned to do, just like I plan on doing lots of things, but I know at any moment life could get in the way and I might not do that. So I have to be grateful for what I have, stitch what I got, because I don't need tons more. And then the other thing, so my mother passed away with Alzheimer's, and my father cared for her for years at home where she wanted to be. My father is a very private man, and I can just ask you to please pray for him. His name is Don. He's struggling with the aging process of dementia, which is very daunting, having 2 parents struggle with that. But also I know what's coming, and he knows what's coming. And it's very, very hard. And that's been a heartache. So those of you who understand all this stuff with aging parents and aging loved ones, it's making my heart very heavy. And I just want to be with him. And he lives in Colorado. And who knows how soon we may be there or may not. I don't know. But anyway, that's been on my heart. And that's why I must abide in my Jesus, so that I can help him. I'm working with my brother and sister, and I are working together very closely. Anyway, so that's been weighing on my heart and weighing on my mind. But joy nevertheless. And I will think a Merry Christmas nevertheless. So I need to blow my nose. So I'm going to say goodbye. But thank you for letting me share my heart. I will share about that on the next video. But I got to take a rest, and then I'll come back and do the next video. So Merry Christmas, guys. And the thing that I really want to share, I know this is not the end. We are eternal beings. And that's what I hold on to so tight. Knowing that I will see my mom in heaven because she had Jesus as her Lord, my father as well. And I know this is not the end, but it's still what we deal with right now. So Merry Christmas, and God bless you guys. Thank you. Bye.